Well, where's the intro? Am I live right now? So it's live. Hey. Ooh, my eye. Let me get, where's my. All right, I was trying. All right, y'all come on in. Are y'all in here? Y'all come on in. Y'all know when I have this my little hat on, y'all know I got my bonnet on. All right, y'all get in here. My comments is up. Let me put my banner up. All right, there's my banner. All right, are we in? Where are my people? All right, let's start rolling in the comments. Let's start liking and sharing, letting every ooh, let Lottie Dottie and everybody know that Sir William is on. All right, I wasn't gonna go live. I was not gonna go. I wasn't gonna go live tonight. I was just like, oh, okay, I'm gonna chill out, relax, and kind of enjoying these. All right, somebody said more grace. Oh, Greg Otis. All right, you all start putting the comments, putting the likes and the shares out there. Let everybody know that we are on. We got some hot stuff to talk about on tonight. Tell him that he's here. He's here. Y'all need to be on here. Tell him we got some stuff to talk about, y'all. And I think it's going to be interesting. Okay, let's hit this. Let's hit the live over here on Instagram. All right. This is not looking too bad. Okay, let's go live over there. We are live on Instagram. Are y'all liking and sharing? Are y'all clicking? Are we over on Facebook as well? All right, let's make sure that we are over on Facebook as well. Let's get everyone to like and share. Like and share. You all, hey, Greg, thank you. Y'all let folks know that we are on. Y'all let the people know that we are on. We got some hot topics to. Oh, okay. Let me see right here. Okay.
But thank you so much. I
Oh,
appreciate
let me
you.
see. Starting. Okay. I just said starring. Starting. Mm. Oh, it's something. I think it's a hair in my eye. All right, are we liking and sharing? Let's get these comments rolling. All right, Janice, I think I made you a moderator. Can you see that you are a moderator for your internet son, Sir William? Well, I think it's one of these eyelashes is in my eye. It's about to wear me out. Okay. All right, now we got to start the live over here on TikTok. Okay, live settings. All right. Audience controls on. Ha! All right. Okay, so y'all get these comments going. What's going on, YouTube? Greetings. It is Thursday Night Live. Now, I was not going to go live. Hey, Instagram. Hey, Facebook and YouTube and Pixel, all of that. Oh, y'all, it is a lash in my eye. So I went out to y'all know the World Games is here, so I went and hung out for a little bit with that on this afternoon. Greetings. All right, TikTok, y'all run me up, get me up there, run me up through there, or however y'all say. Y'all know I can't do all that. I'm not all that good with hip hop. Okay, shout out to Nick. Who else is on here, or who else is on that I can say name? Who else is on that I can say name? Now, y'all, I'm already on TikTok, so how do can I go or send him a message? I don't know how to do that. All right, how do I know? I made you one. I made you a moderator. But you know what? It's not giving the indication, it's not giving the tools, and I guess I'll have to do it again. All right, y'all, we got a lot to talk about on tonight. Let me get into my topics that I'm going to discuss on tonight with you all. Okay. Okay, so we're hitting tonight, Thursday Night Live. We got this. We're gonna continue with this whole pride. All right, greetings from Philly. Hey, Philly. Why does this camera seem so dark? Wait a minute, let me see here. Oh, that's why it's so dark. It went down. Okay. All right, we're coming back. All right, Instagram, do y'all see me? All right, so someone else is saying, okay, greetings from Georgia. All right, what part of Georgia? Who is this that wants to come live with me? That's requesting Timothy Finner. Okay, let's say while you all are coming in, let's talk to Timothy for a second. All right, y'all, everyone's keep sending me love from New Orleans. I was in Baton Rouge. All right, hey Tim.
Hey,
How are you? What's going on, sir?
all right. I didn't expect to come on here. I always follow you. I was like, let me see what he's talking about tonight.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about tonight. I would go even come on, and so Justin Dorset. Now he's supposed to be coming on with me, and he's not even here. So he's gonna convince me. Oh, you got to come on. You got to talk about this. You got to talk about that. And so now I'm on here looking crazy, and he's not even here yet. But no, man. So definitely stick around, and throw me some love over there on Instagram every once in a while. It's okay. It's okay. You could throw a brother some love.
You got the funniest podcast, man, I've ever seen, man. It is hilarious.
Thank you.
I crack up every time. So let me go check this thing out.
Yes, sir. Well, you better stick around and stay around and tell your folks about me.
I will definitely.
I appreciate you. Peace. All right, y'all. So we got a number of things to discuss on tonight. Man. So I got this video. That was sent to me. And shout out to Jives. Okay, y'all run me up over there on TikTok. Y'all get my numbers up and get them right. Get my numbers up and get them right. I gotta figure out, how do I send Chris an inbox while I'm. Okay, let me see if I can try to do this. He said, let him know.
Tell me what you think. If you...
Okay. Okay, I am live. Okay, let's see if he'll get it. Okay. Did that work? Okay, I think he saw it. Okay, now I'm back over on Instagram. Did he see it? All right. So, all right, we almost there over on YouTube and Facebook. Let's run it up. Let's click the like and share, like and share. Y'all go down that number. Thank you so much, Carla Martin. Thank you. She says I'm her favorite journalist. Thank you so much. Yeah, where is my pretty boy in the bottle? So y'all know put some on. I don't know. So anyway, and this was happening a lot in San Antonio. So I have any other people on that you don't photograph as well as you look in real life? And I was getting it, but like I'm really getting it all of the time. And so now that I'm looking at myself on these three, okay. Now that I'm looking at myself on these three, how do you say it? On these three cameras. Now that I'm looking at myself on these three cameras, I can really I can tell, or that each camera looks different. And so when I meet people or when I see people, they literally say, oh my God, you look so much better in person, than what you do on online or whatever. And so I'm not, y'all know I'm like super arrogant, so I'm not the least bit offended. It doesn't really bother me because I know that it's actually, I do know that it's actually the case. Okay, let me see if I can get. I was trying to get Chris. Let's see if I can get him. It says viewers. Where is he? Y'all know I'm still learning all of this. Suggested. I don't see where he is. Okay, let me go back over here. I'm going to get all of this right one of the. Okay. One new message. Okay. Okay. I was trying to see if I see him. All right, y'all. So we got a lot to talk about. Our numbers are good. Okay, let's make sure. Are y'all seeing me over on listen. Okay, so let me tell you about my winter hat. Yes, it's hot, but I'm in my house with the AC. But it's late. My hair is rolled up and I got my bonnet on. And so I dare not come on with my bonnet on. I got somebody over here on TikTok. Giving me a hard time for my hat. When y'all see the hat, when y'all see this hat, y'all know I have my bonnet on. So that's why you see, yeah, that's why you see this hat. So don't, do not. Thank you. She said, okay. Yeah, that's the only reason why I have it on. If not, I would have had it down. I would have had it, I would have had it down. Where is he? I'm trying to see if I see him. Where is he? He said he was coming up. All right, so we got the whole situation with Hezekiah Walker. We got to talk about that. We're going to talk about that tonight. Was trying to see about one of my friends from TikTok coming on in regard to that. Okay, we got an update for Bran Carn. We have to talk about, just like I had said, we have to talk about the, okay, wait a minute, I think this is he. There you go.
I am here. God bless you.
Yeah, and what's going on? But you got to let the people see you. You got to turn the camera.
Let me set up. I just got finished running.
Oh my God, you worked out again after you was on live?
This morning. Yeah, I really didn't work out before work. But I just ran just a few minutes ago. Just to get
so wait a minute. So you don't do social media full time. You're not a full.
No.
Oh, okay. I wasn't aware.
Yeah. I mean, if it would pay me like it pay you, then maybe I could do it like you do it. But it don't pay me like it pay you.
All right, y'all. Okay, so I have my friend. Can I give him your government name, or do I just tell him your TikTok name?
Because you're gonna probably ask me some questions that's gonna get me in trouble.
Okay, so I'm not. Okay, so over on Facebook and Instagram and on YouTube. So I got my friend Muscle that is on. He's over on TikTok. He's a TikToker. He's a TikToker. But we I don't know, social media make you feel like you know people in real life. You know what I mean? Like it makes you feel like you already know. Do y'all feel like that? I think, you know what? I know y'all feel like that because y'all come up at me like I was just at the family reunion last week when y'all see me in person. Y'all come.
I'm telling you, my friend sent me your post today, and he was like, "Oh my God, I love Sir William." I was like, every now and then he sits with me and Jay Ryan.
Yeah.
Like, yes, he's a good guy. Everybody love him in Church of God in Christ. He was like, okay. So yeah.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah,
that is so cool. So that are you gonna come to AIM?
I am. I'm coming to AIM.
Whoa! Oh my gosh! If we get him right, you should have just surprised me. But if we get you back,
and somebody said I was going to AIM, so yeah, I hope to see your bishop there. Normally, I don't get a chance to see him because he be with the bishops.
Which one?
But Atlanta.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Yeah, because we have I always have spies on. So I'll be getting a report back. I'm sure they'll be there. I'm sure they'll be there.
I'm sure he will be there. I'm sure he would be there.
Yeah, that'll be now that's gonna be interesting. You think y'all
we're great friends. We're great friends. So I'm sure, but I do kind of stay away. I do the texting or the calling because I think, like you, I live. I think you said this on my live before. I live with my life is very controversial to the overall church, and I live unapologetically. So I kind of keep my distance at times.
I think, but you know what? I get exactly where you're coming from, because that it's a level of respect.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's a level of respect, because okay, so that, I'm glad you said that, because that's how me and Jamal fell out.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
he's getting it right with the brethren and the sisters.
but I'm gonna tell y'all. Let me tell you something about that. Let me tell you something about that, Muscle. Everybody gets it right with everybody, but Sir William. It's like, you know what I mean. It's sort of like, I think I'm sort of the Alexis Carrington. You know, you see my picture, you know, and my stuff. So I think my whole persona and my swag kind of makes me that one that you either love me or hate me. You know, and I'm not like some of the other people that, especially that try to do influencing or try to do black church commentary. I know the real tea. I know the real story. So, and you know, I've said on your live. So you know,
it's very every time you used to come, I used to be very scared because I knew
why.
Because sometimes I think in the church, even when I went to the funeral this weekend, I was grateful that I wasn't living in that way. I just felt a relief that, you know, when Bishop was preaching, all the preachers was around, preach, and I felt like I would have been stuck in here if I wouldn't have told my truth. This would have been this would have been my life. Not to say it was bad for them, but that's not all of who I am. Like, I would want it to have experienced life. And I'm not saying they have it, but I believe that church makes you, you know, it makes you only do but so much, or you haven't experienced so much. And I was there watching those boys, and I was grateful. I was telling the friend, I was sitting by one of the friends, one of the kids, and I was saying, I can do this. I said, there's no way I wouldn't have experienced life in its totality of sitting here and waiting for my turn.
So now, then, because you saying a lot.
Okay.
So when you say you were sitting with one of the kids, were you sitting with one of the boys, or was you sitting with?
I was sitting with someone who took a back seat to.
Okay. Okay. So someone that has the facade, but is not necessarily
can do church just the way that everybody that you know, we had church right there where we was at. We really did. We had church right there, but because I want to say,
so he's so he's submitted to the confines of like a lot of church guys, where they operate, but they try to project or present in one way, but have this also secret life, or what have. How is that for you though? And when you come back around,
it's the questions. It's the but me doing social media the way I do it, and the way you hear me do it, I leave everything on the table. Like, I tell my truth, and sometimes I'm like, when I come back around, I'm always grateful, because I believe God to be a delivering God, a healing God. I believe He can be anything that we need Him to be in our life. But I think we first must tell the truth. Who are you? And I think, Sir William, that was hard for me. That was hard for me coming from where I came from to tell my truth. And also, I think my truth did not align with the church. You know, that was a truth that was kind of not.
Can y'all hear? Can you all just 1 second? Can y'all hear him? Can YouTube and Facebook? Can y'all hear? I'm trying to figure out how if I would need to amplify. Okay, I think that, and so everybody can hear him. Okay, good. Because I'm trying to figure out, this is my thing, because I and you know, I wasn't expecting I wasn't asking you to come on to this. I was just asking you to come on. Yeah.
When I deal with you, I'm always like, you always got a curveball for me. So I want to be very authentic.
But no, but I was just gonna have you be on and we just kind of like cut up. But this is, and by it being Pride Month, this is a hot topic and a hot discussion. So those of you that cannot see, first of all, what are you, 6'6", 6'5"?
I'm 6'1". I'm 6'1".
You 6'1". Okay. So the gentleman that's on, first of all, is 6'1", and he's like Hulk Hogan. So he's very much an alpha male and very much a Kojic, or at one time a Kojic brother, but
he's a church
a church boy, yeah. And was married and all of that, but came to a Kairos kind of crossroads moment, and
I was unhappy in my marriage. I divorced. And then
were you being unhappy in your marriage? Were you cheating, or what was happening?
I never cheated. I think we got married too young. And so when I didn't know me, I knew who you told me I was, and so if you had saw me then, you would saw the person that they put in the suit. There was so much more of me that needed to be. I was 20, 21, 22 years old. There was so much of me that needed to be developed. That needed to be explored, and I didn't have that. And so after 10 years, we divorced. I took a job in Atlanta.
Did you know when you married? Did you, because you were so young, did you know that you were gay then? Or were you just like saying, I'm having feelings, I'm having urges?
I had never acted on it. So what was happening was, and I think you understand this, from the church, I prayed it away, I fasted it away, you know, I did everything that the church would tell you to do. I would go on crusades, I ran youth revivals everywhere. So I didn't have enough time to really deal with it. But I remember, and I said this weekend to one of my friends, and I said to them, I was in church one Sunday, and this young girl was getting deliverance and a breakthrough, and she was telling her truth. And I said, Sir William, when I got in my car, I said, God, I'll never get that breakthrough because I can't tell my truth.
Wow.
I can't tell to the church because of the shame that comes along with it. And I remember going home, I got in my car, and I went back to my life, and I envied her. I envied her because I remember her telling me, she said, whatever I need to do, I'm going to get my healing. And I could never be healed. Because I can tell the truth. And I guess it started there. Today I'm just a ball of truth. But back then.
But see, you know what? I think and I think that this is sort of like the conflict within the community between, like femme guys and masculine guys. See, like it's somebody that looks like you, that's tall, that's buff, and you'll have women and you'll have folks that'll look at you and say, "Oh heck no, it's no way that he's gay." That wouldn't possibly, but it almost is one of those things. It's almost like how our ancestors or our forefathers did when they passed. The light skin, good hair, and they didn't say that they were black. You know, and if you didn't know, you just didn't know. I think it almost like it makes it it almost like it makes it easier, or it almost in some fashions makes it okay, because then you even have people that uh are very alpha male like yourself, that are gay, that in public settings will distance themselves from somebody that they perceive or that they feel that is feminine, or more of a softer guy. That because of your persona and your physical physique, do you think that it made your ability to say just blatant, this is who I am? And is that why you're so free and so kind of comfortable with it?
I think I don't know if it has anything to do with my physicality. I think I just there's so many. What my goal is. There's so many men that are in church or outside of church or just on the workforce, wherever they at, that identify with what I've gone through, and I don't want another man to go through what I've gone through, and I took myself through it, so I'm not blaming anyone, because I did know people that would come to the church and would try to get a healing or deliverance or whatever they might call it, but I just also felt ostracized because of that one sin. Like I felt like this sin was bigger than the pastor that was cheating and having children on his wife. I never cheated. That's not my testimony.
Well,
However, after I got a divorce, I came to know myself and its true realness. And I remember going to my pastor in Atlanta, and I wanted to confess to her, and she said, "I think your conversation should be more with God." He said, "Thank you for letting me know. Now we know what to pray for. But this is between you and him. What you're doing here, continue to work here. Until that bothers you here, let's keep doing church." And that's what I did. But I also see so many times when I'm in church now, I see so many people that are stuck where I was stuck at. And I think if I just be honest enough to tell my truth, whether they be feminine or masculine or whatever they might be in the middle, that they can find peace. And I wanted peace before I left this earth. I did not want to leave the earth not in peace. And so that's why you see me with my live so open now. You see me.
Right. I think it's absolutely fascinating. I mean, I at first I was I just, okay, I had Facebook, I had the typical ones, and I was just like, I'm not adding another social media platform. I'm gonna maximize these and do this. And so then some of the folks that work with me was like, no, you definitely got to do TikTok and get TikTok in the mix. And then Facebook, we've been hacked. I think this is like a few times, probably the second or third time. And so I was just saying that no, and I wasn't going to do another one. And then I was, um, I don't know how, I guess the beginning over again each time, because sometimes I get a little frustrated because my being known a lot of times is even far wider and greater than as an influencer getting down to a numbers game. You know what I mean? Like you'll see and I don't know how to I don't know how to describe it, but we do all these imprints and things that just like, okay, people, just like how I'm like some of the others where you mention or you say certain names or you pick a fight with certain people online and then your numbers go up and what have you. So sometimes it gets frustrating, but so I was just scrolling and then and I still don't know how to really work TikTok, but I know y'all keep running my numbers up and keep sending me some presents and all that good stuff. But and so I was just scrolling and I saw you and exactly I saw y'all, and so then I was like, what these cats are talking about. And
we get into big conversations, so about
right
Christianity and sexuality. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if I can say this, but we had a conversation last week, almost 500 people in the room, and Ron said, "Also, I believe if God should come back to get me today, I'm going to hell." And I said, I kind of stopped in my tracks, and I was like, "There's no way I would live this life thinking that I'm damned to hell." And
wow.
what you do. And he said, I feel like this is perversion. And I heard him. He's my brother. I love him. And I remember when I was very new in this thing, and I remember I would have conversation with pastors, and I would say the same thing, like, "Oh my God, if God should come back, I'm hellbound. There's no healing from this sin. It's abominable." And the Lord started to love me. He just started to love me and said, "Listen, I love you more than they taught you about me. That you're going through, I love that too. I made you. I knew this about yourself before you were formed, according to Jeremiah. And I embraced him. I embraced him because I remember being there, and I remember not thinking that God loved me. And that's my only testimony. My only testimony, I feel like my job on earth for the rest of my life is to let men and women that look like me understand and know that God loves them. Take this. The Bible said, cast all your cares on him, for he cares for you. Take that to him too. Take that to him. He loves every part of you. And that's all because I especially on this app, there are so many men that don't even know Christ. They don't know who he is. And you kind of see what's going on. They are just doing this and that and that and this. And I believe I'm in position, because I remember you told me this, and this is when you said to me, you said, "You started too late. You should have been in this. Like, you're too late for this." And that hit me hard, because I felt this. I say this, the same thing you were saying to me, I say it to my friends. And then I felt like, if not me, then who? Who is going to stand up on this app? And there's a young boy up here that is confessing deliverance from homosexuality. I mean, everywhere he goes, he is confessing that thing. And I think it's powerful. I don't believe everybody will be delivered from homosexuality, but I believe that if you're not called to this, then you will be delivered, because this is not the thorn in your flesh. And I believe it's become fashionable. People just pick it up and people run with it. But I also say, who wants to be labeled for something that sometimes the church or certain people make to be like the worst sin? So I just want to let people know that, listen, I am making it. I'm doing well. And when I go to these funerals and see these people, I just, and maybe they can't live my life either. So I'm
Right,
assuming they
right,
can't live
right,
my life.
right. Yeah,
Right.
because it. I mean, it does take a special. I'm in talks right now with a friend that was a part of an organization, and not even dealing with the whole sexual aspect, but just being in conflict and leaving. Now, do you think you could have done the same thing and stayed?
No, I had to leave. I had to dive into it. I had to dive into it because now when I'm like, sometimes I'll meet a young brother. I can just meet him in the gym, and he'll be saying he's gonna get married. Oh, I'm about to get married, Doc. And you hear that first thing, Doc, and I'll be like, oh my God, he's from the church. And then we start talking more. Maybe we'll get to know each other more, and then that'll come out. He'll share with me that I'm having a struggle with my flesh, and the first thing I said, don't marry that woman. Don't take her through it. You need to figure yourself out before you bring somebody else into something that you don't know what's going on with you.
Right.
And no one could tell me not to do that. So I don't think they all listen to me, especially when people are on the way down the aisle. But there's so many married men to women, so when that is in this thing. There's so many men that I come in contact with on flights that be with their wife and they're cutting their eye, and I'm like, see, I can live like that. That's something I couldn't do. I had friends, so that was when I was living in my truth, and at the party, clicking my fingers, I would hear somebody. I would see little reports that they were in scandals. I didn't want to take my parents through that either. I didn't want to take them through a scandal that.
Did they make my blog?
A few of them did.
Ah.
I mean, I'm glad you're over here because you invited me. But I was nervous of that because I would watch my friends go through, and that's hard to go through. And you're pastoring and you're preaching and you're singing the songs of Zion, and you're getting caught up in the hotels with these people afterwards. After you do it, all of that. And one thing about the church is they're forgiving. The church is forgiving. They will forgive you and invite you back to sing. I just didn't want to do that, so I told on myself. And I was at the funeral, and the pastor was preaching, and he would say, sometimes you got to tell on yourself so that people can't tell on you. I told on myself. So there wasn't a story to put out. There wasn't a conversation to have. The conversation was like, oh my God, that was
right. That it was but that's because of your aesthetic. It's just like
of the shame. I believe the church still feel like lesbian and homosexuality, bisexuality. I believe even our transgender sisters and brothers, I believe they feel like that's the worst thing ever. I still believe that. And when I walk into some places, I'm just like, wow, this person is going to jail for murder, or this person stole from this person, and y'all still stuck on this people, who these people sleeping with. I don't get it, but I still feel like it's still that way. I think when you see some of the people that have affirming ministries, is a need. I was one of the ones that was against it. I was like, there's no way I could go over there and see a first gentleman and all that stuff. Now I understand it. You don't really want these people in your church. They have to find a way to celebrate Christ and to serve Christ and to work out the gift that God has given them. So I understand it completely. And my hat does go out to some of the pastors that's in D.C. that welcomes lesbian and gays and bisexual men and women to their ministry. It's a young guy in D.C. that pastors. One of my friends go there. And he was at Calvary, very high up in Calvary, chairman elder, and he had to leave because he had to find peace. And I feel good about it, even though it does come with a little embarrassment. I'm not going to tell you I don't sometimes be embarrassed because that was my life for so long, and now over here I'm free. I feel like I'm completely free.
But do you miss the camaraderie, the fellowship, all of that? That it's just like leaving. that's what my friend that left our organization. That's one of the things that is it's all of those additional aspects. All right,
Do I miss it?
I
Go ahead. Go ahead. Let's move on. Let's
you gonna figure out. You'll find that median. You'll find that median. I'm almost of the thing where I don't know. It's like it's almost like a
answer
don't
this for me.
ask, don't tell. Like
But you're comfortable in your being. Every time I see you, you're very comfortable. What gave you the strength to be this comfortable and be yourself and remain in the church?
man, I don't. To be honest with you, I don't really know. I, I j-
Everyone loves you. Everyone loves you. You.
no no they don't. No they.
Well, you are celebrated more than the people that.
But I just like I think it's so much more to and sexuality is a big part, or who people have sex with is a part, but I just think that it's so much more. And I'm just Will. I'm just yeah. I don't even a lot of times like I don't people or some of my friends or some folks that I encounter and say, "Oh, you famous," and stuff like that. I don't feel like that. I just feel like I'm just me, and I like this. I like that. I'm just yeah. I love fashion. I mean, absolutely just am entrenched. It's innately a part of me. And so I just got to a place where uh and I don't I guess it was somewhat probably during the days at the house. Um and I just uh just I just said, you know what? Hey, this is just me. I'm just Will. I'm not gonna even really get into that whole question and that personal aspect of me. I don't think I actually have to justify, explain, go in detail. I am just myself. I love clothes. I like I know that one of our one of our high ranking bishops said that it used to be a time he said something of it used to be a time where we had hard working men and pretty women. He said now we got hard working women and pretty men. And you know, and so and what's wrong with that? You know what I mean, what look, I would put it like this. I would put it like this because I know they gonna say, oh, he ugly, he this or whatever. This right here, the way that the text messages just tonight. No, I know that that's not true. But I want to play this and we're gonna get into some of our topics because two topics that's hot right now that I want your input on, and that's the video about and the whole thing that I just did a story on about Hezekiah Walker. So we're going to Brooklyn. Everybody let hashtag Brooklyn, hashtag Love Fellowship, hashtag his, all of that. We're getting ready to go down that street like right now. So y'all can start liking and sharing and letting Monique and let the whole crew in New York know that we're getting ready to talk about that. Want to talk to you about this or about that. And I want to talk to you before I let you go to sleep because I know you go to bed early. But I want to, and I want to talk about the Shannon Sharpe Royce situation.
Okay.
Okay, and get your input. Okay, y'all. And shouts out to my friend Jives. I never thought we would be never thought that it would be interesting for us to be friends. Let me see how can I play it. Let me
We
go
going to this as a guy walker. How many times do it take for me to learn? We're going to that as a guy walker.
We're going right there.
Okay.
And right now. Okay, let me do it this way. So I can so that I can play it. All right. This is interesting. All right. Okay, let's see if it works. Y'all know I be working this technology the old fashioned way. Okay, let's see. Did I do it right? Okay. I don't think I did it right. Wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. Let's try it one more time because I got to play it so that you all can fully get the okay now. Uh-oh. I just got a text. Is that me texting myself? Ah! I figured it out. Okay. All right, let's dig in. Let's dig in this. How do I turn the volume on? Words Happy Pride Month. I never seen you again. I never seen. All right, y'all. Bishop Hezekiah Walker. I just want you to know that the only thing that I said was Happy Pride Month. And then you had somebody from your church reach out to me and ask, could we do some type of three-way call? Or could we talk about getting the post taken down? Because it just bothered y'all so bad that I just said Happy Pride Month. I just said 3 words, Happy Pride Month. I never said you were gay. I never said you was bisexual. I never said you was curious. I never said I had tea. I never said I was going to wake it up on you. Only thing I said was Happy Pride Month, and that bothered y'all. And then some of your members in my comments talking about, do I want to smoke? Talking about I got 24 hours to take the post down or else. I'm going to leave the post up because I want to see what's going to happen after 24 hours. Bishop, now come on now. All I said was Happy Pride Month. Y'all didn't have to respond to it. If y'all was smart and you didn't have nothing to do with you, if it didn't identify with you, if it didn't, agree with what you said, why don't y'all move on? Like y'all do everything else. So what was it about me that woke it up that now y'all want to fight, now y'all want to smoke? Because this is the wrong month to do it, to a punk on Pride Month. So let's relax. Okay, all I said was Happy Pride Month. That's it. Bishop Hezekiah Walker, I just want you to know that the only thing that I said was Happy Pride Month.
And then you had somebody from your church reach out to me and ask, could we do some type of three-way call? Could we talk about getting the post taken down? Because it just bothered y'all so bad that I just said, Happy Pride Month. I just said 3 words, Happy Pride Month. I never said you were gay. I never said you was bisexual. I never said you was curious. I never said I had tea. I never said I was going to wake it up on you. Only thing I said was Happy Pride Month, and that bothered y'all. And then some of your members comments talking about, do I want to smoke? Talking about I got 24 hours to take the post down or else. I'm going to leave the post up because I want to see what's going to happen after 24 hours. Bishop, now come on now. All I said was Happy Pride Month. Y'all didn't have to respond to it. If y'all was smart and you didn't have nothing to do with you, if it didn't identify with you, if it didn't, agree with what you said, why don't y'all move on? Like y'all do everything else. So what was it about me that woke it up that now y'all want to fight, now y'all want to smoke? Because this is the wrong month to do it, to a punk on Pride Month. So let's relax. Okay, all I said was Happy Pride Month. That's it. Bishop Hezekiah Walker, I just want you to
all right.
The only thing...
Muscle.
Yes.
Okay, so y'all, the gentleman that I just showed, that I just played video, and I did a blog post on this. Oh, excuse me. And I don't even have any water in here. So I did a blog post on this. This has been a very touchy subject for Hez for a number of years. I think ever since ever since the divorce from Monique. And I really believe, I'll say this and I'll go on record. Y'all know I before I take anything back and before I be apologizing, I'm going to stand all the way down on what I say. And before I take anything back, I'll add more to it. I believe the trajectory of Hez's life would have been adversely different had we had internet when he and Monique divorced. I think if the guy that made the accusation at the church when all of that happened and all of that unfolded, had there been people with cell phones then, had there been a Facebook then, had there been an Instagram then, that was my mic stand, hit my elbow. Had there been these devices then, life would have played out very, very differently. This gentleman's name is Craig Williams. He is a member of the Vision Church of Atlanta. He's a minister there now. And he is a former OnlyFans model, OnlyFans adult film, male to male film actor, model, however, whatever the proper way to say that. Still same gender loving, but has come into the knowledge and of Christ, has accepted Christ, and is now a very active member at the Vision Church, pastored by Oliver Clyde Allen. And he sponsors had an event called Super Soul Sunday. He is very active in discipleship, very active in individuals, period, no matter what their sexual orientation is. I've met Craig, one of my very closest friends, is a member of Vision. Elder Ware is probably, I don't say best friend, but probably the close, a very close friend. Very, very good friend. Very dear friend of mine. Almost talk every day. And so he's introduced me to Craig. Craig is a very, very active in discipleship, probably even more so than me, probably even more so than what a lot of folks that think that they say, but probably would stand in the judgment seat and say that he's not. That is very active. Now, although he's still same gender loving, he does not do the adult loose hair devil. He doesn't do the adult films anymore. And then that's been a conflict because as you're trying to change your life around or trying to turn over a new leaf and trying to do better, a lot of times people want to crucify you with your past. They want to hold you and box you into who you used to be or who you once was. This resonated with me about his for many different reasons. One, I have in some level or to some capacity and to some sense been in the same seat that Craig was. Now, you all will remember I did a piece and told the truth about how, and I can't, the guy's name escapes me. I want to say his name was Craig as well. But the guy that was a member of Love Fellowship, that was a member of Hezekiah's choir, but also had his own choir, sort of like how people that are members of Ricky Dillard's choir, but they have their own community choir. So he was a member of Hezekiah Walker's choir, but he had his own choir as well. And each year he would do, or his choir would do a overseas tour. They went to Germany. They lived one way before the church and then another way behind closed doors privately. Some people visually looking on the outside would have never known that was the guy's lover. Thank you. Thank you. Someone over says Craig Wiggins. So you all remember the story that I did on Craig Wiggins. Craig Wiggins and his boyfriend, Rashad, got into a physical altercation over in Germany. They got into an altercation that was in the hotel, and it spilled over outside onto the sidewalk into the street. And there was sort of the streets were, I think, either brick or cobblestone, and there was a little small wrought iron fence for around trees, sort of potted trees. Rashad and Craig are fighting. They're fighting over a level of infidelity. They have exposed their most hidden and personal secret before the entire choir. Hotel security, all of that is called out. Hezekiah Walker, as a pastor and as a bishop, I was friends with him at one time. I was invited by him when he was consecrated by Bishop William Bonner of the Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ of the Apostolic Faith. I'm not talking about somebody that I did not know. I'm not talking about somebody that I did not have close fellowship with. Now, what I will say is this, and I hold to this. I don't know, and we're not making any kind of declaration about his and his sexuality. Never knew that or never knew the full and complete details. We just know that he and Monique was no longer married, while he and Monique was no longer married, and they had a very tumultuous divorce. Okay? One of the most tumultuous divorces in the Black Pentecostal church. That's just fact. They did not talk. They did not have fellowship. They did not have any kind of friendship until probably the recent last 4 to 5 years. That's not gossip. That's fact. That's the truth. Craig Wiggins hits his head, that rod hits him on the back. He falls back. Rashad hits him, cracks him a good one. He falls back. He hits his head. Out of his head, blood, water go everywhere. Brain matter on. Are we there? Okay. Got to be. Uh-oh. Y'all know TikTok is sensitive. Uh-oh. Let's see this saying. All right. So he was on life support for a number of weeks. Germany police apprehend Rashad. Rashad was over in Germany for a extended period of time. I called Sean Cunningham. I know Sean Cunningham. He's a Morehouse grad and manager, work with Hezekiah. I called him. Hey, man, what's going on? He said, everything that you have said is true. I have my ticket. Muscle, he texted me a picture of his plane ticket and his passport. He said, I don't even know if this is Holy Ghost. I don't know how you would know that in the next 72 hours, I'm headed to Germany to collect Rashad, because they had finally worked out some kind of situation. Because, Rashad said over there, now this incident happened Christmas time. Rashad did not come home until Easter of the following year, and came and was a special guest of Hezekiah's and stayed in Hezekiah's home for approximately about a week or two. Then he went to Elder Neal. Y'all remember Elder Neal? Elder Neal has since left Love Fellowship and started his own ministry. Went to Elder Neal's house. He stayed with Elder Neal until such time, and then he got back in with Vincent, the guy Vincent, and got back in that choir and pretty much recollected his life. I had no idea, Muscle, you hear me? I had no idea that Hez, standing before the people, presented a totally different narrative. Had no idea. He swung the story a whole nother way. It wasn't a lover's quarrel. It was some kind of altercation, some kind of accident, some kind of fall, blah, blah, blah. And here it is. This guy is being pent for it. And I'm trying to do the right thing and get him home. He's over there with our family and all of this. Presented a whole different story. Now, I become enemy number one to people that I used to have a rapport and friendship with, because I'm reporting and telling the truth. Now, what I'm going to say, y'all not going to like it, and they not going to like it. Brooklyn people, y'all got to get it together. And especially Brooklyn people that are trying to do church and claim salvation. This whole other different way that y'all have of living or believing that you saved, and jumping on Bishop Figueroa's son, jumping on somebody at a funeral. Ron, who is the choir director for Love Fellowship at his church, acting, got to the point. I know what he's saying is true. I know what, you know why I know that what he's saying is true? Because that is the exact, why did I write about it? That's because that is the exact way it played out with me. The threatening call of his, oh, dude, you gonna do this, you gonna do that. Let me tell you something. With this internet right here, with this thing, with these lights that I got, this red saying live, you cannot cancel nobody. Am I talking right, Muscle? You cannot count. I don't care how you don't like Kim Burrell. As long as Kim Burrell can sing, as long as when she gets that mic and she's able to go hee, ha, 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 ya, yada, ya, or however, and make her voice sound like she's playing a banjo, or make her voice sound like she's playing a violin or something, and that chick, I don't care how bad her weave is, I don't care how she don't have her girdle on, I don't care what you want to say about her negative, as long as she can get that microphone and do that, you're not going to be able to counsel her. Now, will you be able to affect how large the payout is? Maybe so. Maybe the as large gigs are not gonna come, but they'll come back around. You just got to keep on getting up saying good morning. I know this to be true. That same group, the first lady of the organization that Hezekiah is the presiding bishop of right now, the first lady, Peggy Moles, was extremely close to Will McCray. Kenneth Moles' mama was my girl. We were extremely close, like mother and son. You know what they tried to do, Muscle? They wanted to attempt to jump me at his mama's funeral. You've been handed the organization that her husband founded, and we are at her funeral in Bridgeport, Connecticut, and you would desecrate Peggy Mo's funeral. Your members would desecrate Peggy Mo's funeral in attempt because they mad that I told the truth about Craig Wiggins. Now, I'm going to say this, because y'all came pretty close to me. Hez, you get a nice royalty check for the music that you wrote. But if you don't get them thugs that y'all call members in check, and they think that they gonna still come for people, you gonna be paying a hunk and a chunk in a settlement. The same way you went in that courtroom when Ron had that Ron had that weed and had that and had that concealed weapon, had that concealed gun, and you went in that courtroom and fought for him, that's the same way you're going to have to take out your checkbook and you're going to be writing somebody a nice sizable check, because you are not get them hoodlums and them thugs in check. And y'all stop running around thinking that y'all got to avenge y'all leader and calling people and threatening people like you gonna do something to somebody because you want to protect your leader's good name. No, don't be like Muscle. Go on and come out and live in your truth and stop running around here hiding and playing and pretending. Then we ain't nobody got to play and act like Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. All right, what you got to say about it, man? Had you heard about it?
I didn't hear about it. I think I see it both ends. So I see that Hezekiah, at this point in his life, he just want to pastor that church. He want to win souls for Christ. I don't see anything wrong with the Happy Pride. However, I think the acknowledgement or the argument towards it says a lot. If it doesn't affect you, keep moving. I don't know why him or the church needed to address Cash. I don't know.
So the response is an admission of guilt, in your opinion?
I just feel like if this has nothing to do with you, as you're saying, it should be another Wednesday. It should be another Thursday. It should be another Friday. To threaten that boy to take that down, it's loudly saying. I don't know what it's saying, but I don't know if it should affect him in that way.
Why did it? So you saying why did it resonate with him to that degree? Okay.
Like what? So do I believe Cash was having something to say? Yes, I believe Cash was saying I can pride.
Okay, was Cash? Let me ask you this: was okay? I'm gonna go there with you. All right, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna put you in the hot seat. Okay, y'all can go to TikTok and y'all can see and look at him, so y'all can see him. Okay, but you had the intestinal fortitude. You had the conviction, you had the strength to say, I can't do this anymore. I can't live this conflict life. I can't do this. I am coming out. I'm going to walk in my truth, and and walking in your truth, I'm a step away. It's Pride Month. You're out, you're open. You've had some relationships with people that I know. Would you have gone on social media and said Happy Pride Month to? Okay. Okay. So do you? So
like there is a space where everything doesn't need to be told, and I think everything don't need to be addressed on both ends. So I see both ends.
So you feel Craig was throwing a little jab?
I don't know. I can't say that because I don't know what he was thinking.
Okay.
If I was his,
what I'm saying is, I know you don't know what he was thinking, but your perception of it. Would you say that it was messy?
You know how the kids do when it's Mother's Day, they call each other Happy Mother's Day. They're saying something. It's just
Okay, but now me and a lot of my friends. Now I call. If I had your number, I would have called you, and I would have said Happy Mother's Day, you mother effer, because that's what we do. But no, but it's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. But it's not necessarily gay or straight. It's just us being stupid. It just and being.
I can go along with that, but you don't see it as like. So I someone read to me that somebody said that online today about Happy Pride Month to DB and CC Linings. That's a joke to me. That's a joke. I think from when it's saying Happy Pride Month to someone who has had allegations of this thing, I don't know if it's a joke.
Okay.
Because they've had people that try to smear their name with this said thing that now you're saying Happy Pride Month too. You kind of get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, because I'm gonna say it too. I'm gonna say it like this for you, Muscle. I'm gonna answer it like this. When you came out and decided to live and walk in your truth, did that mean that you were supposed to drag other DL guys out of the closet with you?
Absolutely not. I think.
Okay.
I don't feel like.
And that's kind of like when it's almost like sometimes it's almost like with when you start talking about same gender loving, it's almost like, okay, because I'm ready to come out, everybody else got to come out too, or you know,
be told because you're ready to tell your story,
right?
So, but I still don't feel like Craig was trying to tell a story. I think it was a little hee with a little truth in the hee. You know, sometimes you get into like a back and forth with people. They're saying some truth to you, but it's all in gesture. But they're saying the truth. Like I think before I told my truth, people would say little things, and it would get to me, and I think it got to them. I think that Happy Pride Month got to him, and the members of the church are protecting him, but the threats and things was unnecessary to me. Because I feel like if it's not really saying anything, move on.
They really, because see, and then they were orchestrating to really like jump me. You know, like it was going to be bad.
Were they trying to jump you for reporting?
Because it got to the point where I knew which is part of the reason why a lot of people wouldn't sit with me for an interview. Like before all of that, me and Hez, we had a great relationship. I called him my New York pastor. I really did. I mean, you know, again, I was invited to be there on one of the most important days of his life, being consecrated and being, you know, moving from just being a choir director of a, you know, wild group of cats from Brooklyn to then starting and establishing a church centered around. I mean, he paved that blueprint that we see a lot of other Mike Jr., uh, 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 Ty Tribbett, J.J. Harrison. He set that blueprint back in the day. He and John P. Key, you know, set that whole kind of, okay, I can grow a ministry out of, you know, being out of my choir. And so then for him to be a pastor for as long as he had been, and then finally tapped and recognized to become or to be consecrated a bishop in the large church, that was significant. And it was still before it was still that was even before my gastric. So it was still at a time muscle when saying that you were a bishop still meant something.
So you don't think it mean anything now?
I think it means something now, but it depends upon if you are a consecrated bishop in a legitimate established organization. I don't think it means anything if you sitting over there, like how Mother Frances Kelly would say, with your black self, with your good looking self, with your big nose. You know, I can't wait to see you. I'll make sure you take a picture with Mother Kelly when if she comes to aid. But no, Mother ain't gonna come to AIM. They don't. The older saints don't come to AIM. But anyway, that's a line. That's a line. I'm not trying to come on the muscle. That's a line that one of Mother Kelly's famous sayings. She went viral for that. But so uh, you know, it's.
See, I feel like the Holy Spirit is really resting, ruling, and abiding over our life. For one, that wouldn't bother no one at Love Fellowship. We gotta have some ear to the.
I think you're absolutely right, B. But to answer your question, the bishopric, if you just decided right now you was gonna start an organization and you were gonna become consecrated, I would say, even though you're my friend, I would say you're Mickey Mouse. You're Mickey Mouse. You're Mickey Mouse. You're Donald Duck. You know, and I say that I have one of my best friends. God rest his soul. One of my best friends. We was at the house together. I mean, incredible preacher. He married this girl. He didn't love her. He married her because he wanted that church. And her grandfather was the chairman of the trustee board. He married her, got the church. They was divorced in two years. Half of they only stayed together for 6 months. So and he was like, "You not coming to my wedding?" "No, I'm not coming to your wedding." "You're not gonna be in my wedding?" "No."
So if you had a friend that you know was in the light and they said it was getting married, you wouldn't go to the wedding?
I didn't. I'm a different. I'm gonna answer your question like this. I'm a different kind of nigga. I stand firm to my convictions. I stand very firm to my conviction, and so just because I had on the van one time I had Aunt Rita Womack, prophetess, evangelist, bad. And we were having a conversation about something. And I was saying, "Oh yeah, such and such, they had a bastard." And so she said, "Oh," she said, I really don't like when you say that." And I said, "Oh, for real?" And so she said, "Yeah." She said, "I don't like it." She said, "I'm a bastard. My mother wasn't married to my father." I said, "Okay." I said, "But because I love you and you my auntie Rita, that don't stop the fact that you yeah." I mean, it's applicable where most people, they would find a way to, "Oh, well, I don't mean it like that," or "I don't mean it for you." No, I said what I said, and I still stand firm on that. You know what I mean? And just because it stops at your address, it does not stop what I mean when I say that is a term, and it is very applicable, because there's some behavioral things and some patterns to people when they come from single parent households. That's just fact. It's not um it's not personal. It's just factual. And so but what I'm saying is that, yeah, a lot of people though, Muscle, a lot of people would compromise. They would compromise because, and we do it, audience, we do it, and we do it when we think it's out of love. And when you do those kind of things, you're really a greater hindrance and a greater problem. Be honest. Be honest. Be true to what it is and who and what you believe, and stand down on that and double down on that, and don't be jelly back, and don't fold up, and don't be fake and phony with your family, with your friends, with don't do that. No. So to answer your question, no. I because and just like I don't believe in shouting at weddings. A wedding is a ceremony. It's not a church service.
So you don't believe that God can come in that ceremony?
I believe God can come in, but I believe that God is going to come in a appropriate and classy manner. And you're not going to get up and go into no buck at your wedding at the altar. No. We'll buck on that Sunday before we go off to the honeymoon, or on that Sunday when we come back to church from the honeymoon. I still like you, but if you shouted when you married your wife, I would have been like, what the hell is this? Why? This is a ceremony. This is sacred. This is formal. This is supposed to be honorable and dignified. Everything, just like the Bible says, everything that is lawful is not always expedient.
It's not always expedient, right?
No. So
do you feel like Craig was trying to say something to Bishop?
I think that who is this? I think that Craig knew. I think that Craig knew. How do I make this stop? I think Craig knew to an extent what he was doing. So I like you where you were saying that you see it from both ways. I'll answer your question. It was a key. It was a key. It was it was a little shade. You know what I mean? It's because people that are walking in their truth.
It wouldn't affect it.
But see, the thing about it is, this is the problem. You're walking in your truth, and you are okay, or seemingly you have been okay with walking away. And although you have moments where you may have moments where you miss the fellowship, you miss the camaraderie, you miss the affiliation. See, but you man enough to say or to take that responsibility that, okay, I chose to step away. I think that some people like, and I'm not saying because I don't know Craig well enough to make this statement, but I think sometimes some guys that choose like Craig to walk in their truth, when they get to those places of loneliness or missing what they gave up, get resentful and they get mad. I give you a perfect example. There's a guy you may have seen him on the on the on the internet. Why can't I make this stop? Y'all know I don't know how to work gadgets at all. Okay, and I'll never answer anybody. This is probably a troll. But there was a guy that you probably seen on the internet. His name was Tom Anderson, or is Tom Anderson. And he's a pastor. And you remember I did the story when he came out and he asked his boyfriend to marry him, and he recorded it, and it went viral, and that was his way of coming out. He was a pastor and preacher. He was a part of a friend of mine's small fellowship, small little organization that they started. He decided to do that. He decided to do that, and he came out, but then he got resentful when our friend that had this little startup organization was like, kind of, I ain't gonna put you out, but I'm kind of stepping back from you a little bit. So then Tom felt like, oh, I'm gonna out everybody in the organization. No. You decided to get down on your knee on camera and ask your boyfriend to marry you. That don't mean you gotta drag everybody else out that you know or that you friends with. You understand what I'm saying? See, when you came out and decided to walk in your truth, you could have dragged half of the East Coast out with you.
I don't know if I could have, because I didn't know. I don't know. No one has ever come to me and said this is their story. I mean, I have heard and witnessed, and I've seen like you, like they said it's their story, but I couldn't have told on nobody, and I don't want to have a desire. That is not in me to expose people. I believe like all exposing is done that's God's business. That is not my business.
See, I'm an agent of the Holy Ghost.
Okay.
So it is my business because he anointed my hand to type it and tell. No, I'm just messing with you, but I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
See, like sometimes, I don't know. I do not know what was going on in Craig's mind when he said happy Pride. He
was throwing shade. You know what? I mean,
yes, I get it, but
I mean, it ain't no other way to describe it.
From Bishop is a giant in the kingdom. He's heavy in the kingdom, and so I feel like to come down and address that, I don't know. I mean, you got so many other things. He's a bishop. He got several churches under him. I don't know.
And he just built that. That housing project that he has built. And he has a number of things going on, but this is a subject that resonates with him. And
we say that he's human. Like, would you accept that he's human and it affected him, and that's why
I would accept that this issue or this conversation around sex and sexuality is a very unresolved issue for him. Okay. It stops at his front door, and it resonates with him greatly and fervently, and to such a level that warped mentality of people in Brooklyn that feel that they're covering. See, the role of the adjutant is to sanctify your leader in front of the people. But a lot of times we get that mixed up. That doesn't necessarily mean the whole story with Noah and his son, and the one son backed into the tent and covered their father and their drunk. We have a lot of warped interpretations of that.
Well, I would say within the last few, let's say 10 years, that role of the armor bearer, the adjutant, has become great. I'm carrying your bags. I'm helping you undress. Before if you need to speak to the bishop, you need to speak to me. That's become elevated in the church. Everybody wants to be armor bearer. Everybody wants to be a Bible carrier. Everybody wants to drive the bishop and the pastor. Everyone wants to do that. And so I when I think of that, I just think of this is why I'm telling you I'm so grateful that when I see it, I'm just like, wow. I wouldn't be able to live up under somebody making a joke about me on the internet, and I feel the need to have all my thug friends chase them down the street and tell them what we're going to do if they don't take this down in 24 hours. I couldn't live like that. I couldn't live like that because, I just feel like, people will say what they want to say.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, I just feel like, I don't know why the bishop addressed it, but my prayers are with him that he get through it. I hate for any of the brethren to go through anything unjustly, and I don't know if that's unjustly or not. I do think Craig was just joking and jesting, but I do think it's true what he was trying. Well, I think he feels like there's some truth to what he was saying, and I think sometimes you answer to what calls you. Didn't you just say that?
Listen, it's a problem for him. It's a problem for him, and it's a problem for his inner camp.
Why you think so, though?
I think because of the factors that you stated.
There's some unresolved issues.
I think it's some unresolved issues, or the idea of that we are churched and we're in this, and we're supposed to we're supposed to live up to this ideal, and then both of us, we've talked about being the son or the offspring of preachers and leaders, and the idea that you'll carry that mantle, or you'll pick up. And so then all of that is you're considered to be a letdown. You're considered to be in some ways a castaway. You're certainly two-faced it, because and then you have to add the whole element, not just church, but you have to have the whole element of the sanctified church, of the Pentecostal church, the set apart. So you gotta wrestle. So I think that's all of that is where his is conflicted. And so and the people that are close to him, they know it, and so then they feel like they gotta jump on or beat somebody up, and once they do, they're going to put him in a far even worse position, because if you got to drag into a court of law because you physically have harmed somebody, then there's going to be some grounds for legal action, and there's going to be some level of dollars that's going to have to be paid to make a person whole and to restore them if you act out on those feelings or emotions.
And is that all because I don't want to tell the truth?
Yes.
I agree.
Absolutely.
See, that's the thing I was talking about, that I did not want to. I couldn't live like that. And I watched so many people live this life of hiding, ducking, and dodging. And the only thing you don't tell the people is to go over there, listen to them. You know, I live this way. I don't hide. I live this way 100 and every day. I'm good to sound like Portia, but 360 days a year I live like this. I don't hide, but I did. So I know what it feels like for somebody to throw mud at you, and you're not ready for everyone to see the mud that's been thrown or a name. It takes you all the way back to elementary school when people were picking at you for being away. And so, I don't know. My prayers are with Bishop that, you know, these things don't affect him in the way that he feels the need to address it. And the church thugs feel the need to attack Craig, because Craig ain't running now. I know him personally. He ain't going to. He ain't scared of you.
No, and I doubt, and I wasn't because I knew who I was when I went on the enemy's camp. You know what I'm saying? Because if I was running, if I was scared, then I wouldn't have gone and paid my respects to Peggy. I went up there and knew, but I think but that's why I felt a strong sense of, oh, I know everything that he's saying in this video is absolutely true, because it played out almost exactly to the T, the same exact way with me. And it was just the story with Craig Wiggins and how he passed. Okay, let's get into this. So what is your
I'm gonna have to go to bed. I stayed for the one.
Okay.
I am falling asleep sitting here.
You can't tell me real quick. You can't tell me real quick about your thoughts about Shannon and Royce.
Okay.
Hollywood didn't never hit you up.
No, Hollywood never hit me up. Well, I saw Hollywood on Tasha K, so that was my first time seeing him, to be very honest with you. But if I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, it is going on 1 o'clock. I've enjoyed myself thoroughly.
No, we are glad. I'm just glad that you was here for this amount of time. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I wanted you to come on and cut up. I wasn't planning for it to be as intense or as serious, but man, it's always a pleasure.
It's my truth. So I wanted to be with you when you invited me. I wanted to come. And this is the thing, it was pathetic because my friend sent me your post earlier during the day.
That is so crazy, bro. That is so.
So it was like it was supposed to be, and when I came back from my run, I just said, let me do it. But now I'm gonna run to this bed. You have a great rest of your life. And
thank you, man. Thank you. All right, y'all. So anyway, man. This was a lot. All right, y'all. All right. Mama Janet said she enjoyed Mr. Muscle. Okay, so we got to get into this, y'all. I mean, it is just, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, and I don't know why. And it's just sort of like what Muscle was saying, that being an adjutant or being the man or the woman next to the man or the woman, that has now become a quote unquote unofficial important kind of a role, or that y'all think it is. And just kind of handle that with some discretion and with some diplomacy, because remember, at the end of the day, the only reason why we talking to you is because you work for them, and the moment that they get rid of you is going to be the moment and the time in which we are not going to be calling your name or paying attention or caring anything about you. Y'all can go on and see the video of Royce and the whole thing. I told y'all, uh, Royce did not have a girlfriend. He was that whole narrative was a way for him to figure out how to expose this whole situation. Also, it all got down to dollars and cents, and it got down to a person compromising themselves and saying, "I don't do this." Or I don't do that, but for X amount of dollars, I will. Or for X amount of dollars, I do. All right, y'all on TikTok, y'all run me up. Everybody keep sharing the live. Keep hitting that like button. Keep running me up. Run. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, we got some people that want to come on. Let's see who this is. Let's see who Jay Maurice is. Let's see who. Are you there? All right, y'all. We got. All right. You gonna turn your camera on? Okay. I think we got. Okay, so we got a disconnect. Okay. We tried with J. Marby. Are any of these people still there? Are any of these people still on that that sent an invite? Let's see if anybody else. Who else is next that wanted to come up? Okay. All right, y'all. So anyway, as I told y'all, I believe. Now, this is what I was saying. I think it's so similar to the whole situation that, and shout out to Archbishop Bernard Jordan. Today was the 11th. It was his birthday. I've been trying to touch base with him. I think he saw one of my tributes, and my stuff, I think, could get there hopefully this weekend or one day next or one day next week, that it will actually get to him. But you all know that he is definitely dear and special to me. We have almost 250 people on YouTube. Can we have everyone click that like button? Also, those of you that are on Facebook, make sure that you like and share. Make sure that you certainly like and share. So no. All right. Okay. Okay, so they were, yeah, it was a level of a situation very similar. Why are you recording? I think Royce understood that Hollywood was somewhat using and manipulating his position with Shannon for personal reasons of his own, as well as personal reasons perhaps of Shannon's, that they were really trying to filter people, or the men that they let in this personal circle. But as he has said, it was no girlfriend. That was all just make believe and a way for him to expose this. He also went into the whole fact that he was doing this or dealing with that so that he could um so that he could um, have some level of interaction with um, Shannon. And so uh, it's the same. Why are you doing this? And why are you recording? And why are you, what are you trying to accomplish? And at the end of the day, you have a situation where you have uh this female OnlyFans model that's looking and got and sees that she got a $20 million payout. So if she could get a $20 million payout, Royce is probably thinking, what amount can I get? And this has a whole same gender loving overtone to it. And I'm sure he's not going to want this to get out, but it was just poorly executed. Poorly executed. All right, so those are our topics. Let's see. Also, what else did we have on our list? I had a long list of topics for tonight. Hezekiah. All right, got this. Motion granted. Y'all, can you all repeat that after me? Everyone, you can put that in the you can put that in the chat. Motion granted. Motion granted. All right. If you was not aware by now, let me inform you that Bran Carn, the judge, has granted the motion to extend the time before he would have to surrender himself to federal authorities and to turn himself in to go to into custody, and um, for an additional, he's got an additional 60 days. So instead of having to go in on June 15th, uh, he would be looking at now August. So we can definitely say that, well, that for the most part, that's a win. That is definitely a win. You may not like it. You may definitely not like it, not be okay with it, but no matter what or uh how you view it, it is a win. Okay, I am trying to, so we have, okay, there we go. Block and report. So we have this we haven't had that in a while. Haven't had that in a while. Haven't had the trolls in a while. Um on the on the phone. It's just, ooh, isn't it sad to resonate with people like that in such a way? But anyway, unfortunately, Brian Carn's father is ill. He has lung cancer. They have made that public. And so we're not violating any type of HIPAA law or violating their privacy. They have made that public that unfortunately Daddy Carn is ill. Also, glad to know that Brian will be the caretaker and it will be seeing and spending time with his father um, um, as he declines in health. If but yet we believe God, and hopefully the Lord will raise Daddy Carn up and give him a miracle. He is yet a miracle worker. He still does work miracles. So it is definitely a possibility that that this may turn around. But yet, and so also the prosecutor, the U.S. attorney, is no longer with the Justice Department, who brought the case before federal the IRS brought the case before uh, or against Brian, and he's no longer there. He is stepped away so that he can do private practice, and now that in doing such that um, perhaps um, uh, is there going to be a possibility that this whole thing can maybe go away? That's what we're wondering. Will this case um, be pardoned? Now, it's going to be kind of difficult because it now has to be pardoned because he went in and already pled. So that part will be interesting, but perhaps maybe the same way that the judge granted a motion, maybe the attorney for Brian Carn will file a motion to have this case dismissed, or to have the judgment against him vacated, since the person that was leading the prosecution is no longer with the Department of Justice, and no longer arguing this case against him because he's said to have gone into private practice. Interesting. You just gotta see. Gotta play the waiting game and see how it goes. Wouldn't y'all agree? But for those of you that like him, this is a win. For those of you all that want to see him pay some kind of price or some kind of penalty or anything of that sort, I'm just not a fan of seeing any brother go to jail at all. And I think that y'all, why didn't more of our activists, why didn't people get behind the Karmelo Anthony young man? I just, and I tried to call Ben Crump's office today to see if I could get any kind of statement or any kind of reason, but it seemed like a lot of our people just kind of did the family do something, or did something happen that people did not agree with? Why does it feel like we did not embrace this young man and we did not come to his aid? Mother Janice, don't you feel that way? Do you feel like we just kind of, maybe we just left that family fend for themselves? You all on TikTok, please keep liking. Please keep liking. Please keep sharing. Please keep following me. Follow. Share the live. Share, share, share. There we go with the hearts. Come on, let's keep these hearts rolling. Let's keep these hearts rolling. Let's not stop it. Let's keep them going. Keep them going. Keep them going. Thank you. 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 And if you will share, and if you will share and um follow me. At Tam says it's sad. It is. 35 years. 35 years. So just sad and unfortunate. Just sad and unfortunate all the way around. Just really, 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 really disappointing. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we can why he didn't come up. Very sad. This is another one of the people that's supposed to come on. Let's see what Justin is saying.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Maybe he got sleepy. All right, so again, just very unfortunate. Hate that whole situation happened. All right, those of y'all that love me, like me, and can you send in some of your support? We have gotten a couple of people that have already done that. There are ways to give are scrolling at the top of the screen. You can do a super chat. You can do a Cash App. Hey, Marquise, how are you? Let's see who this is. Okay, they said that the family was advised not to use a black attorney to make the case bigger than it was the parents said, but they have a civil rights attorney for appeal. Okay. Wow. Unfortunately. Okay. We have 245 people watching. Can I get another 50 likes? Can everyone hit the like button right now? I think people are scared and they also feel he didn't have to have that demon. Okay. All right. Can we get some more people to hit the like button? Let's start hitting the like button. Let's start hitting the like button, please. Okay. Also, I wanted to show y'all some of our book material. We have had some fans and friends of the show and of me. It was all a dream. It was all a dream. Written by my Morehouse brother and Kojic pastor, uh, Michael Bivens. Michael Bivens has written this book. It's going to be a part of my reading material. Saw him at the Women's Convention in San Antonio and got his book. So we're definitely going to be reading this. Also, thanks to Michael for the beads. Love you, man. Okay, Andrew Crockett. Andrew Crockett has written this controversial book, and yes, I'm going to read it. I'm already have started. The Gay Blueprint. Very this guy has gone through, he's an alpha male and come out of the closet, has kind of gone through the whole experience similar to the only way I can describe it is J.L. King and Men on the Down Low. Also, Scandalous Cha-Ching. Scandalous Cha-Ching. Reckoning on the GA54. Nick has written a really, a page turner. When I tell you that it is interesting, it talks about Atlanta, people moving to Atlanta, the cliques, people being scammers and shady. It is a page turner and very good book. But Nick Dance has Nick Dance has written. It just and it she writes like you're watching a play or watching a movie or something. So those are three of our books that we and you all that have books or have products and things of that sort, definitely inbox us so that we can share it. Okay, what else did I want to talk about? Drew from Housewives of Atlanta. She's been ordered to pay her ex-husband over $2,000 a month in child support. Popular DJ ASAP, he and his wife has gotten sentenced to 40 years in prison. We have got to go over that. We talked about Carmelo Anthony, Stefon Diggs. Everybody's talking about him carrying the pink bag. Why? Why do y'all trip on guys that's carrying bags? We cannot carry all the stuff that we need in our pockets anymore. Like that is so crazy to think. And then people that are like myself that are content and social media influencers, you got to have your cameras, you got to have your other phone, you got to have a tripod and all those different things with you. We got to have a bag. And then everybody a backpack is not always fashionable. So why are y'all tripping? Anyway, so shouts out to Stefon in the pink bag. So what can I say? All right, well, I decided to jump on at the last minute. Did we have a good show? What y'all think about this topic? I know we're gonna be hearing from the New York folks. But you know what? We gotta just gonna do better. We gotta stop all of this. All right, y'all run me up on TikTok. Run it up, run it up, run it up, run it up, run it up. Everyone follow me. Are all of you that are on following me? They're not saying anything at all. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's get some more hearts. Let's at least get 15,000 before I get out of here. All right, y'all. I hope that I have spoken to everybody. Marquise, where were you? Where were you, sir? All right, y'all. Not too bad for a late night show with me with my bonnet on. Not too bad. And big shouts out to Muscle for coming on. That was great. I was certainly not expecting that. Have all hearts and minds are clear? I think everybody's talking about that they're going to either what is it, New York or Baltimore for that bishop that has passed away. Hey, Deaconess Earl, how are you? How are you doing? Am I going to see you at AIM? Are you going to be at AIM in Baltimore? All right. Thank you so much. Yes, that westernized idea of, you know, it's certainly warped. It is certainly warped in my opinion. Okay, Baltimore, no. St. Louis, yes. All right. All right, y'all. Well, I want to thank y'all for hanging out with me. Wow, How does time fly when we having fun? Oh my gosh, that 2 hours went by so fast. All right, y'all. Anyway, I'm gonna say that I am out, and thank y'all for hanging out with me. And did y'all see how I was able to do the video and put my little picture and logo down there in the corner? Ah, I'm getting good. I'm getting good. I'm learning this stuff. I am learning this stuff. Definitely. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. Like, share, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Definitely can't do it without y'all. Need y'all love, support, and help on this journey. Okay. Good night.